If you struggle gaining muscle, you gotta stop doing squat, bench, and deadlift. Hi, my name is Xiao. I'm a Chinese personal trainer living in France, making content in English, trying to get to half natty status. I want to share my journey and educate people along the way so you can have more muscle and less fat. So let's get to the video. For a very long time, I believe the best way for a natural lifter to gain as much muscle as possible is to get as strong as possible on the big three. Probably because I got bitten by the powerlifting bug as a newbie. So for a very long time, I trained kind of like a powerlifter, doing mostly barbell-based exercises. But I hit a roadblock a few years ago with a barbell because I couldn't push myself as hard on each set. I felt beat up from the heavy lifting and the workout took way longer than I wanted. So I decided to go completely bro. I switched all my free weight exercises with machines, and that's when everything clicked. I pushed myself way harder on each set. I didn't feel beat up. I had less aches and pains, and my workout is much shorter. And as a result, I got more gains. So let's look at why doing too much barbell exercises might hurt your gains. Reason number one, barbell exercises have more limiting factors than machines. Barbell exercises generally involves more muscle mass than machines, even if it's the same movement. Let's compare the back squat to the hack squat, for example. Both primarily train the quadriceps and the glutes, but the barbell back squat involves so much more the abs, the lower back, and the adductor. More there are muscle involved in the movement, more there are limiting factors, which means that if one of the supporting muscle gives up before the major muscle, which is the quad will not have been trained properly. Barbell exercises require more skills and techniques than machines. The back squat has a huge skill component. If you don't keep the bar over the midfoot, or if you don't brace properly, you won't be able to push yourself as hard. Barbell exercises have a huge cardiovascular component as well. If you do a hard set of back squat, especially for more than 5 reps, you will be out of breath. Hack squat is hard as well. You will be out of breath as well, but not as much. Reason number two, they prevent you from training at higher intensity. Have you ever tried to do a set of back squat to failure or even stopping at 1 or 2 reps before failure? It's really hard. I want to rack the bar after the first rep, not to mention the pain level as you reach towards failure. It's frankly unbearable. That's because barbell exercises involve so much more muscle mass, the cardiovascular system, the nervous system, and on top of that, you have to maintain balance and good technique. So I was never able to hit failure with barbells. However, with machine, it was much easier for me to hit failure, thus allowing me to really hit the target muscle properly. Now, I will throw in the caveat that you don't need to hit failure in order to grow muscle. You just need to get very close to it. But it's still much easier to get close to failure with machine than with barbells. Reason number three, they cause much more fatigue. I used to take a deload or a easy week every 6 weeks or so. Because after several weeks of hard training, I just felt beat up, worn down, and fatigued. Not necessarily muscle fatigue, but nervous fatigue. I would sometimes even need a nap after the training in order to be a functional human. But since I switched to machines, I haven't taken a deload in 6 months. I don't feel worn down, I don't feel fatigued, I don't need a nap after my training, and I'm still making progress. Reason number four, they take more time. I used to take at least 1 hour to finish my workout, sometimes even up to 2 hours. Because barbell exercises were so much more taxing on my body, I needed much longer time to recover in between sets. Now that I switched to machines, I can finish my workout in less than 60 minutes. Even though I go to failure on pretty much every single set, the rest period is still shorter. Reason number five, they might cause more aches and pains. Now, I haven't had any sort of serious injuries, but every time I had any sort of aches and pains, it was with barbell or free weights. For example, bench press always caused me shoulder pain after a while. After sometimes with the squat, my knee would start to bother, and I would get very nasty elbow pain with pull-ups. They were not severe injuries, but they were painful enough that I had to change the movement or lower the volume and intensity. Since I switched to machines, I had much less nagging pains, so I had to make less change on my training. Thus, I am much more consistent with my training, and that's better for progressive overload. To sum up, barbell exercises might prevent you from gaining muscle efficiently because they have more limiting factors, they are harder to reach failure with, they cause more fatigue, they take much more time overall, and they might cause more aches and pains. Now, I am not saying that you should never do barbell exercises or you cannot get huge with them. I am saying the idea that the best way for a natural lifter to get as big as possible is to train like a powerlifter is wrong. Okay, that's it for today. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, comment down below and I will answer them as soon as possible. Bye bye.